Hey, Shalom, giving all praises, acknowledgement, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah, Hakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that have taught us this truth and they continue to teach us. And Shalom to our brothers doing this mighty and powerful works in hopes of salvation. Now, with the president deploying troops, National Guards, into blue states, really, civil war is in the air, man. Now, I put it in the news app. It says, pull the trigger, Civil War experts warns America is on the brink. Then you have Greg Abbott declares civil war on blue states at the behest of Trump. Yeah, these troops are being deployed in the blue states. But these people that have voted for Trump, they're idiots, because these troops are going to be in all states. All right? Are we really headed for a second civil war? Yes. According to Bible prophecy, there will be a second American Civil War. All right? Let's see what this article says. How civil war starts and how to stop them. Warned Sunday that democracy in the United States is in decline and President Donald Trump could create fake emergencies to intensify his campaign against his opponents. So even people are seeing that a lot of the shit that is happening is a fake campaign to establish more order, to where the president could fully declare a national emergency and declare martial law. We're very close to some chaos out here, man. All right, Isaiah 19 and verses 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor. So these Americans are going to go at it. You're going to have Edomites go at it. All right? The political tension is between these Edomites. And everybody in America is going to get caught up in this civil war. All right? You're going to have people that try to sit it out. Try not to get involved. Oh, it's all, thinking it's just political. No, man. You're going to have Edomites in the midst of this so-called white man doing ethnic cleansing. And then you're going to have people that leech off crisis. All right, people that love chaos. All right, then you have spirit of vengeance going to be on a lot of people out here. They're going to try to get back at their baby moms, the adulterous ex-demon, adulterous women, that left them. Ex-wives, ex-husbands, a lot of these women. So it's going to be chaos all across the board. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. This is the Most High doing. So there will be a second civil war in America. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. City against city, kingdom against kingdom. And we see right now Esau's house is completely divided. The blue states are against the red states. The judges against the court orders. I mean, against the executive orders that the president has issued. You know, so you're going to have certain cities that are not going to be with the president orders. Right now, you have California blocking Trump orders to deploy National Guards to Oregon. So you're going to have city against city, man. Kingdom against kingdom. So all of this division, all of this, oh, you want to make America great again? Oh, you're a left wing, you're a right wing. All that shit is going to be no more debates, talking. It's just going to be violence. All right? Now let's get Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51. Because it's the Most High that's building all this tension up so these people could explode on each other. Give me a second. Violence in the land. Might be, 46. Jeremiah 51 and 46. Lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. So, terrible times is coming. You know, we don't fear. Just because we hear that, oh, the president is going to deploy more troops, you know, tension of civil wars is about to boil over. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after in another year shall come a rumor. And for years and years it has been a rumor. Civil war, you know. But how long before a rumor becomes reality? And violence in the land, ruler against ruler. So it's going to be political violence out here. It's going to be a lot of bloodshed in America. We're talking about regular citizens fighting against each other. Alright, it says violence, wrong, cruelty. It says oppression. So yeah, eventually the president is going to declare a national emergency and declare full-scale martial law. You know, things are going to be out of the control of Esau. He's pushing for civil war, but it's going to be out of his control. This is going to be the judgment of the Most High.
Or anything, they're basically saying, or get lunch or anything else, that everywhere they go, they're getting harassed and messed with. And of course, that's what the other side is trying to do here. But this is pushing this and pushing this and pushing this toward mass civil chaos, call it civil war, whatever you want, to the point now to where we have bounties being put out, not only just to kidnap people, but we have Chrissy Nome, or whatever her name is, coming out and just saying that They're putting $2,000 bounties to kidnap certain officials and $10,000 bounties to kill them. That's what's happening right now. Bounties out on the heads of officials. This changes the game when you've got money on the table for especially young, broke individuals out there that are hungry and also eager to prove themselves in front of all the friends of these people. This is how a lot of these things come into play. Remember, we just had a big event take place where ICE got ran off the road. They got surrounded and they couldn't get back up. So what this is going to mean, Trump just sent 400 National Guard troops in there. That's going to be nothing.
So he's sending troops because people ain't putting up this with the shit of the ICE. And now, when the soldiers come in, the people ain't gonna put up the shit of the soldiers. And eventually, like the president himself said, we can't just allow you to spit and throw bottles. You know, so these troops have live ammo. All right. Shit's about to be real violent real soon. Second Esdras 15 and 16. And Esdras, he saw the vision of civil war and chaos all across America. Well, Second Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So destruction is coming to this world, man. And it's going to come upon the people. For the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So it's going to be everyone against each other. It's going to be more than just political violence happening, one party versus, you know, one person belief. No, it's going to be everybody against everybody. That's how chaotic it's going to be out here. You're going to have little race wars in between. You know, you're going to have militias going at each other. You're going to have people going at the military. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. So that civil war, man. Why you think they had a movie called Civil War? This shit ain't no coincidence. Why you think they had a movie Leave the World Behind? Ain't no coincidence. Alright? They're showing you the next phase to the New World Order, to establish the New World Order. They gotta, society is collapsing. They gotta create the chaos to where they have an excuse to tell you what to do, place curfews, tell you when to leave your house, where to go, you know, what to say, how to behave, you know, to be a tyrant over you. For there should be sedition among men, invading one another. So you're going to have people that are opportunists. Like I said, leeches of chaos. You know, they love when bad shit happens. Like people that were in riots, looting and shit like that, you know. So it's going to be the same for when shit hits the fan. People going to be out here, you know, killing their neighbors, going up and breaking into their neighbor's house. They always wanted their neighbor's wife. They always wanted something the neighbor got. They always hated their neighbors. You know, invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people ain't gonna regard the president, the mayor, the chief, commissioner, whoever it may be that have some authority in politics, or the police department, whatever, the sheriff. People gonna take things into their hand, because look at how shit is right now. You got the troops stationed in major cities, harassing people, zip tying babies and shit, and then telling people fuck the kids. People gonna take matters into their own hand, just like they have taken matters into their own hand to chase out ICE. And this time it's gonna be by violence. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And we're gonna witness it in real time. The president gonna go on all your streams, all of that shit, all the channels, your phone is gonna go into emergency. It's gonna be a declaration declaring martial law. It's gonna be a broadcast, man. Right now we're witnessing a soft martial law. The troops are already in the ground. You don't know exactly how much soldiers they got deployed across America. They can say 50 and have 500. But the martial law is gonna be declared when that civil war kick off. Yeah, so a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because they're going to have the soldiers there to check everybody, to turn you away. All right? For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And men gonna be afraid for their household. These men now are effeminate, so they can't even protect themselves, so how much more their household? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. And one key word we keep seeing is neighbor. Neighbor against neighbor, So it's going to be a lot of people going to die from people that live in their neighborhood, live close by. All right, next door neighbor on the block. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Yeah, you're going to have someone outside of your door, which is, you don't know what the fuck. Like the brother would say, they have, kicking down your door, got guns. And spoil their goods. And this is the reason why. Because society is going to collapse. And people ain't going to be going to work and shit like that, man. People going to be looting other people's houses for supplies, for goods, for food, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So say if civil war kicks off right now, you can't go to the store, you can't, you're going to end up eating up all the food in your little spot. So what you going to do? Eventually, these people gonna go to their neighbor and take their shit. Why? Because there's no more law. There's no more structure in society. So yeah, man, we're coming to that point, and there is no turning back. It says, when one state's army aggressively marches into another state, unawaited, armed, and there to harm, what do you call that? A military occupation. Like city against city, kingdom against kingdom. A violation of state sovereignty, a civil war. When Texas troops march into Illinois under Trump's command, without an invitation, it is an armed invasion. It is a violation of sovereignty, a breach of constitutional order. So this dude is breaking constitution. He's breaking the laws. He's overriding. What do you call it? Abusing your authority. He's overriding everything that's in place. And an authoritarian escalation. And you can't say this guy ain't Nero, man. He's doing exactly what Nero would do. Last night, Greg announced on Twitter that he had fully authorized the president to call up to 400 members of the Texas National Guard to ensure safety for federal officials. He bragged about it, declaring that if its states won't comply with Trump's orders, Texas will enforce them by force. I fully authorized the president to call up 400 members of the Texas National Guard to ensure safety for federal officials. As we just heard, these officials have bounties on their head now. You can either forcefully enforce protection for federal employees or get out of the way and let Texas Guard do it. No guard can match the training, skill, and expertise of the Texas National Guard. So this guy is offending people. What the fuck? America must also know that Texas still has thousands of National Guard assisting with border security. That's why the Lord talk about error in every work, because like everything this guy is doing is turning to shit. And he creating enemies among his own. Isaiah 19:14. The Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. So the Lord, this is his mingling, this is his doing. And they have caused Egypt to error in every work thereof. Meaning everything the president is doing to try to make America better is just making it worse. Every work, from this whole ICE raid to this whole federal executive orders to funding ICE billions of dollars, opening detention centers, from authorizing the Federal Reserve into like digital money and all that. From the big beautiful bill, everything this man has touched, every work has gone to shit. As a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So, dysfunctional, not functional, and that's the way America is right now. Like a drunken man staggering in his vomit. And this is why everything is going bad. It's because the Lord Lord is behind all of this. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is behind all of this. It says ICE and DHS are lying about this incident. As you can see the video here, for nothing from ICE, FBI, Trump's government can be trusted. They are all liars. It says, wasn't enough for us to worry about. Criminals are exploiting these tactics. Reports of fake ICE agents are emerging all over the country. Immigrants are being robbed. Women are being raped. Back to Abbott sending our sons and daughters to commit war on American citizens because Trump told them to. So as you can see, the president is having these states intermingle in the work, like we just read. Every work he's doing is he's fucking it up. And it's causing division, and it's creating tension between even the states. Alright, because each states that have their own national guard, why the fuck you need to bring in military from this side to place them in this state? It says Illinois didn't request aid. There is no insurrection nor rebellion nor riot to quell. What's happening is political theater masquerading as federal duty, a test to see how far Trump can stretch the military chain of command and how willing Abbott is to play the good soldier in his show of force. But beneath the performance and constitutional crisis, another again, every day with Trump is a constitutional crisis. And this is why people gonna go to war, because everything is unconstitutional. It says, when Texas troops march into Illinois without its consent, they are dismantling the Union. And Abbott knows it. He's better that chaos benefits him, that every lawsuit, every headline, every confrontation fuels his standing in the post-truth confederacy he's trying to lead. This is what the next phase of American authoritarianism appears to be. Not tanks rolling through capitals, but governors turning the National Guard into partisan militias. Not secession by declaration, but secession by deployment. So some of these states believe this is war because you're deploying the National Guard as partisan militias, which is so fucking true. Alright? So true. And a lot of those dudes that are ICE, they're white nationalist militias. This is information that's coming out. And they're only forcing the people to fight against the government. And it will happen. Alright? It will happen. It's going to be the end of America. That's why. Divided. Matthew 12:25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So, this is how you know a kingdom is finished. It's done. It's over. When there is division. Alright? America is against itself. And it's going to implode into violence. This is the end of America. Alright? Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushua Shalom.